Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to i²-Maths Academy, where numbers and variables meet mastery. Today, we are going to be looking at quadratic equation. Let's get started. Now, an equation is said to be a quadratic. It's said to be a quadratic equation when the highest power or index of the unknown variable involved in the equation is equal to 2. Yes, it's equal to 2. Now, the general quadratic equation is of this form. Yes, the general quadratic equation is of the form ax² plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Yes, the general quadratic equation is of this form. ax² plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Where a is called the coefficient. A is the coefficient of x². B is called the coefficient of x, and c is the constant term. Yes, A, B, and C are constants. Yes, A, B, and C are constants. Yes. Now, this is the general form of a quadratic equation. Yes. And of course, we have 4 methods of solving quadratic equation. Now, methods of solving quadratic equation. Now, number 1, we have the completing the squared method. Yes. Number 2, we have the general quadratic formula method. Yes. Number 3, we have the factorization method. And number 4, we have the graphical method. Yes. So at O level, these are the methods of solving a quadratic equation. Now let's take it again. Method number 1, we have the completing the squared method. Method number 2, we have using the general quadratic formula method. Method number 3, we have the factorization method. And method number 4, we have the graphical method. Now, in using the first method, that is the completing the squared method, method 1. Yes, method 1. Now, we are considering the completing the squared method. Now, remember we said the general quadratic equation is of this form. We have ax² plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So in using the completing the squared method, there are steps that we must observe. Yes, there are steps we must follow. Now, step number 1, we have to subtract c, which is the constant, from both sides. Yes, subtract c from both sides. Now, if we are subtracting c from both sides, it means here we have ax² plus bx plus c minus c is equal to 0 minus c. And of course, here we have ax squared plus bx, c minus c is gone. Now this will be equal to 0 minus c is minus c. Yes, so that's step number 1. Now I take it again. In using the completing the squared method, there are steps that must be observed. Yes. Now step number 1, you have to subtract c from both sides. Or better still, you can just take this plus c to the right hand side. Yes, and remember, if this operation plus positive causes to the right hand side, it will change to negative. So if you take my plus c to the other side, to the right hand side, it will change to minus c. So here, the next step is to divide through by the coefficient of x squared. And of course, as you can see, what is attached to x squared is the coefficient of x squared. Now, the coefficient of x squared here is a, because it is a that is actually attached to x squared. So now we said we are dividing through by the coefficient of x squared, which is a. So here we have it as ax squared all over a plus bx over a is equal to minus c all over a. Now this a will go with this a. I'll be left with x squared plus b all over ax is equal to minus c all over a. Yes, that's step number 2. Now step number 1, we have to subtract c from both sides. And step number 2, we are dividing all through by the coefficient of x squared. Yes, that is a. Now let's look at step number 3. Step number 3, we are to add the square of half the coefficients of x to both sides. Yeah, so if you don't want to use the word both sides, you could call it both left hand side and right hand side. Now, add the square of half the coefficient of x to both sides. Now, what is the coefficient of x here? Now, remember we're here. Yes. Now, the coefficient of x is what is attached to x. And what is attached to x here is b all over a. Now, half of it will be half times b all over a. And that will give us b all over 2a. Now, it is this b all over 2a, the square of this, that we are adding to both sides. So it means for the left hand side, we have it as x squared plus b all over ax plus b all over 2a all squared now is equal to minus c all over a plus b all over 2a all squared. Now, as you can see, we have added it to both the left hand side and of course the right hand side. Now, looking at the left hand side, the whole of this expansion is the same thing as x plus b all over 2a all squared. Now, this is equal to minus c all over a plus b all over 2a squared is b all over 2a times another b all over 2a. And that will give us b squared all over 4a squared. So it means here we have b squared all over 4a squared. Yes, b squared all over 4a squared. Now let's look at this now. Let's look at this. Remember we said the whole of this expansion is the same thing as this. Now let's expand this to see if it will give us the whole of this. Yes. Now let's look at x plus b all over 2a all squared. Now this is the same as saying x plus b all over 2a times another x plus b all over 2a. Now x times x is x squared plus x times b all over 2a is bx all over 2a plus b all over 2a times x is bx all over 2a plus b all over 2a times b all over 2a. That will give us b all over 2a all squared. So it means the whole of this now will be x squared plus bx all over 2a plus bx over 2a becomes 2bx all over 2a. Now this 2 will go with this 2. So here we have plus b all over 2a all squared. So this is the same x squared plus b all over ax plus b all over 2a all squared. Now you can see that the whole of this expansion is the same thing as this. Yes, it's the same thing as x plus b all over 2a all squared. Now let's continue from here. Now x plus b all over 2a all squared is equal to, we have minus c all over a plus, we have b squared all over 4a squared. Now the LCM of a and 4a squared is 4a squared. Now a into 4a squared is 4a. 4a times minus c is minus 4ac plus 4a squared into 4a squared is 1. 1 times b squared is b squared. So it therefore means that x plus b all over 2a all squared is equal to minus 4ac plus b squared is the same thing as b squared minus 4ac. So it means here we have b squared minus 4ac all over 4a squared. So removing the square from the left hand side, we have x plus b all over 2a will be equal to plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 4a squared. Now the whole of this now will be x plus b all over 2a will be equal to plus or minus. So here we have the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over. Now the square root of 4a squared is 2a. Yes, when you look for the square root of 4a squared, it gives 2a. So it means to make x a subject here, remember we're looking for x. So x will be equal to minus b all over 2a plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Now, the LCM of this 2a and 2a is 2a. Now, 2a into 2a is 1. 1 times minus b is minus b plus or minus. The LCM of 2a and 2a here is 1. 2a into 2a is 1. And 1 times the square root of b squared minus 4ac. That will give us the square root of b squared minus 4ac. So it therefore means that x is equal to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4. This is square, please take notes. This is square. Yes, the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Yes, this is referred to as the general quadratic formula. Some persons actually call this the almighty formula. Yes, x is equal to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So now we have actually seen all the steps to follow when using the completing the squared method. So thank you so much for listening. Yes, we're going to be taking 2 examples under this completing the squared method. Thank you.